Hi, this is Team 18, and today we'll be presenting the Eileen Fisher case. I'm Rob Osborne, and the other members of my team include Chris Davis, Tessa Holloway, Tyler McClellan, and Carrie Statz.
Thank you, Rob. I am Tessa Holloway, and here's a summary of our presentation, including the overview of the situation analysis, main drivers, recommendations, and assumptions. Situationally, we were tasked with conducting analysis to find the best way to reposition the Eileen Fisher brand. The main drivers of this issue are the aging customer base, poor brand image, and changing customer behavior. Overall, we recommend Eileen Fisher create a flanker brand to capture new customers without losing the current ones. We assume throughout the analysis that we are assessing the problem from the 2009 perspective, did not take current economic factors into account in any of our analysis. First, I am going to walk you through the internal analysis of Eileen Fisher. This will involve a business overview, an analysis of our generic strategy, and the segmenting, targeting, and positioning Eileen Fisher has done. To begin, the founder, Eileen Fisher, started the company to appeal to women like her, whose clothing needs were not being met in their current market. Because of that, the Eileen Fisher customer base has aged with the founder, rising by one every year. Recent marketing strategies like adding trendier styles has seemed to alienate the loyal customer segment while not attracting any new, younger customers. The brand image and adaptable clothing are the main selling points for their current customers. We reach these customers through retail and department stores, with a main focus on creating a special customer experience. There is a lack of social media presence, which poses some concerns for drawing in new, younger customers. In terms of objectives, Eileen Fisher seeks to attract new, younger customers without alienating the current customer base, because this base has continued to be profitable over the years. We also must maintain a strong social consciousness and keep the values that Tyler is about to talk about.
Thank you, Tessa. I'm Tyler McClellan, and here's the core of Eileen Fisher, around which everything is based. Beautifully simple clothing designed to move with real life. The brand's design values are what make this style of clothing move with real life. Simple, sensual, beautiful, timeless, functional. Eileen Fisher upholds this brand statement in its company culture and its customer service. Its employees inspire creativity, instill confidence, and cultivate connection. They serve customers by being authentic, inspiring, collaborative, intuitive, and inclusive. Customers should feel creative when putting together outfits effortlessly. The role of Eileen Fisher is to inspire women to create these outfits. This brings us to the brand's generic strategy. Eileen Fisher's clothing sets itself apart with its adaptability and quality, as well as the sustainability of its supply chain. Its pricing strategy is that of a bridge line, more expensive than fast fashion, but lower than the most expensive designer brands. Fisher's belief was that if the product was right, business and profits would follow. The goal of having our mission drive our business and our profitability foster our mission was central. The key takeaway here is that Eileen Fisher has been primarily pursuing a differentiation marketing strategy.
To begin the STP framework, Eileen Fisher selected variables to segment the market. These included lifestyle, attitude, age, concerns with clothes, approach to shopping, and perceptions of Eileen Fisher. The first customer segment uncovered is the established woman. She is in her late 50s and 60s and doesn't care about price. She likes Eileen Fisher because she can buy her whole wardrobe here and loves the personal shopping experience. Next, there is the emerging woman. In her 30s and 40s, she cares about price to an extent but will buy a few expensive pieces. The clothing style doesn't suit her, though. She wants distinctive looks. These women normally hold a negative connotation to the brand, believing that it is for bigger and older people. Lastly, the nascent woman is in her teens and early 20s. Highly price sensitive, these women want trendy, fitted clothing to fit their lifestyle. Good service is not important. What matters to them are sales and bargains. Currently, Eileen Fisher predominantly serves the established woman.
As Tessa mentioned on the previous slide, Eileen Fisher's target segment is the established woman. These women account for about 25% of the women's apparel market, are often happy to pay the full price for her fashions, have a net worth in excess of $2 million, have a sizable disposable income for shopping, and tend to be a head-to-toe or single-brand shopper, often shopping for collections rather than individual pieces. Things such as the shopping experience, clothing design, and design philosophy draw these women to the Eileen Fisher brand. Fisher believes that salespeople should not sell, but rather facilitate the consumer's shopping experience and provide guidance and support. They greatly value sales clerks who share their lifestyle and provide helpful shopping experience. They appreciate that the clothes can be worn to work or a night out, as well as the forgiving silhouettes that flatter regardless of body type. They love the simplicity, functionality, and the focus on making clothes for real women that the design philosophy embodies.
Thanks, Tyler. I'm Chris Davis, and I'm going to cover positioning. Eileen Fisher's positioning statement would be something along the lines of, whether you're getting ready for work or a night out, Eileen Fisher clothes showcase ageless styles designed for authentic women. This statement exemplifies Eileen Fisher's dedication to advertising with real women instead of models, creating simple and versatile styles, and passing up trends to maintain a sense of agelessness within their brand. On the left, you can see a map showing Eileen Fisher's current position relative to the competition. For high fashion brands, Eileen Fisher is considered to be a medium cost, medium quality line, and they appeal to older customers much more than younger customers. The product that Eileen Fisher is delivering is stylish clothes that are simple and comfortable, with forgiving silhouettes and high quality artisanal fabrics. Eileen Fisher is a bridgeline brand, which features upscale fashion such as career separates and dresses at a price point of under $1,000. For distribution channels, the majority of sales are made through wholesale accounts, including 478 department stores in the US and 315 specialty shops located in all 50 states. Next would be company-owned retail stores, which offer a more personal shopping experience. And finally, there's an e-commerce site that customers can use as well. Eileen Fisher has a very deliberate approach to advertising that includes using real women and avoiding airbrushing, as well as no runway shows or fashion weeks. Eileen Fisher is also looking to establish a social media presence. The most important resource for this company is, without a doubt, Eileen Fisher herself. She's a one-of-a-kind designer whose ideas cannot be obtained from any other source. A quote from Frank Gazzetta, president of Macy's North, even said, "When the founder and designer is totally into a brand, it never loses the spirit it starts with. The roots of the concept are good, but a lot of it is Eileen. She is very involved with the brand and she knows what she wants the brand to be. The voice of Eileen is always there." Eileen Fisher also takes pride in its superb customer relations. A top-ranked executive at Eileen Fisher explained it by saying, "Our relationship with our customer is our competitive advantage. We don't look at what anybody else is doing. It's important what we're doing, and it's important how we're building a relationship with our customers." And then there's Eileen Fisher's excellent work environment, which serves the purpose of both allowing employees to do their best work and attracting high performers to pursue a career with the company. Some of the many benefits of working at Eileen Fisher include $1,000 per year for wellness-related activities, programs to support growth and well-being, flexible work arrangements, and on-site yoga and massage.
Thanks, Chris. This is Carrie here, and to kick off our external analysis, we've examined Porter's 5 forces to evaluate the profitability. On the simpler side, we all know there aren't many direct substitutes for clothing in general. However, fabric and style preferences will always be considered by the buyer. This leads to an evaluation of buyer power. We know buyer power is the most influential determinant of profitability as both a threat and opportunity for Eileen Fisher. In regards to competitive intensity, Eileen Fisher is uniquely positioned as a bridge line, but it's in a league of its own next to the other bridge lines by offering high-quality fabrics at a lower price point. The style is meant to be timeless, which presents an emerging opportunity for Eileen Fisher as the workplace moves towards a casual dress. Furthermore, the Eileen Fisher shopping experience is non-traditional, therefore presenting lower competitive intensity within brand-owned storefronts. The supplier power is threatened based on the economy. We know the brand is performing well in regards to sales there thanks to our internal analysis team. This can be leveraged with the suppliers as discount stores continue threatening our partner accounts. The threat of entry is determined based on the target market. Ultimately, we know that Eileen Fisher currently stands in a unique position. However, transitioning values creates a greater threat to entry. A newly targeted group will ultimately reshape threats and opportunities for already penetrated markets.
The pestle analysis is important to help us describe the macro-environmental factors that will define our competitive strategy moving forward. Since Eileen Fisher manufactures 80% of its clothes in China, political tensions could mean an increase in tariffs or potential political instability in China. These could also have negative economic implications since Eileen Fisher imports most of their clothes. However, Eileen Fisher may be sheltered from economic downturn due to its customer base of established women with disposable income. This is apparent in Eileen Fisher's sales report during the 2008-2009 financial crisis. Eileen Fisher faces both threats and opportunities within the social landscape. Currently, the brand is under social threat of their clothes being for old people and being too baggy, but an increase in trendiness could increase sales and the reputation of Eileen Fisher. We believe this is the primary threat/opportunity since, as Carrie mentioned, buyer power is extremely high in this market. With the emergence of social media, technology will be an important factor in shaping social perceptions of Eileen Fisher. There is a great opportunity to leverage social media to attract different market segments and reshape the negative perception some people have of the brand. Eileen Fisher also has a strong opportunity to attract new customers by embracing its long-term core values of environmental responsibility and starting new seasonal lines that might inspire trendiness among younger generations. Eileen Fisher does not have to worry too much about legal issues such as copyright infringement since their brand is timeless.
Hi, it's Carrie. For our overall SWOT analysis, we've come to the conclusion that Eileen Fisher isn't embracing their core values enough and that there is a definite need to attract more and younger customers. We've identified our core internal strengths as marketing, culture, manufacturing, especially in regards to ethical standards, and pricing. Our internal weaknesses are positioning in relation to reputation and price as a limitation to the young nascent women who will grow into the emerging women market. The prime internal weakness was underestimating the value of our competitors' competencies, which ultimately led us to the threat of buyer power. But our external opportunities stem from changing our weaknesses to a strength. This, of course, being altering public perception by the use of technology and development of better communication strategies. Furthermore, participating in environmentally responsible movements helps shape positive public perception and introduces potential new customers to Eileen Fisher's values. Furthermore, Eileen Fisher can continue to leverage known sell-through performance with suppliers in the face of competition from discount stores. Threats, once again, include buyer power shifting without proper attention, which is something we will mitigate. Additional but noteworthy threats exist in the broad economic sense and manufacturing outside of the United States. More threats arise with pursuit of rebranding in the form of competitive barriers to entry. That being said, we ask, what is the best way to reposition the Eileen Fisher brand into younger generations without alienating current customers?
Now, let's talk about what options Eileen Fisher should consider. First, we'll talk you through the different options, then what criteria we use to score the options, how we analyze the different options, and finally, what a recommendation is for Eileen Fisher.
For some context, Eileen Fisher has tried a couple of different marketing strategies in the past with some mixed results. One of these strategies was the Stitch Project. The goal of this project was to draw emerging women to the Eileen Fisher brand by making the marketing mix more appealing to that customer segment. The company introduced more body-conscious fits and core shapes to their clothing, used belts around the waist, high heels, and boots for the first time in their merchandising, remodeled their stores, and changed the advertising mix and website to appeal to the emerging woman's sensibilities. The reaction from established women to these changes were mixed. Sell-in for that season was strong, but many were unsure if the Eileen Fisher brand was still for them. However, when women who were nervous about the changes came into the store, they usually still found something that they loved. The online response, on the other hand, was the most negative. Eileen Fisher was not well established in social media at the time and was unable to respond to criticism. Another strategy tried by the brand was Eileen Fisher New York, an experiment in splitting the product line into two distinct brands. The New York sub-brand was at a higher price point and positioned as feminine dressing for powerful women in important careers. However, Eileen Fisher's retail partners ended up making choices between the two lines, choosing one brand or another instead of both. This resulted in Eileen Fisher New York cannibalizing sales from the base Eileen Fisher line. Additionally, the new sub-brand conflicted with the holistic concept that Eileen Fisher clothing was part of a wardrobing system and could be mixed and matched across category and price point.
We identified 4 potential options that Eileen Fisher should consider. Option 1 is to create sub-brands that would appeal to different market segments. This would include an elegance line for more formal occasions, a bold line for more trendy clothing, and a comfort line for more casual occasions. This would allow the brand to continue its quality reputation with new audiences with more expressive clothes at different price points. The second option is opening lab stores where both new and gently worn Eileen Fisher clothes are sold. The gently worn clothes could draw an emerging woman since they would be sold at cheaper price points. This strategy would help focus the brand on its core values by reducing waste of gently worn clothes. The third option is to start a flanker brand with a completely separate name to target the emerging woman. This would allow Eileen Fisher to utilize its current resources while allowing the brand to separate itself from negative connotations younger generations might have of the brand. Lastly, Eileen Fisher could establish its focus by going all in on its current demographic by focusing on its core values to bring in more established women.
For our criteria, we selected 5 factors that we believed were the most important to the situation and the Eileen Fisher brand. The first factor is initial cost, which is weighted at 10%. This was considered to be the least important of the 5 due to the existing size and wealth of Eileen Fisher. The next factor is value alignment, which is weighted at 20%. This was considered to be moderately important due to the fact that this is a crucial piece of the Eileen Fisher company culture. Next would be growth potential, weighted at 25%. This is considered to be very important as growth is the entire goal of making a move in the market. After that is alienation risk, weighing at 25%. This is also very important because Eileen Fisher currently has an established relationship with the most profitable segment of the market, and it would be detrimental to lose it. Lastly, we have new customer profitability, which is weighted at 20% due to it being a key component for future success.
So after assigning scores to each option based on a 5-point scale, these are our results. The resulting weighted scores show that, while each option could potentially be viable, since they are all above the scale's median score and are all scored rather closely, the flanker brand for younger women scored the highest and was selected for our final recommendation. Although this option would likely be the most expensive of the 4 and scores the lowest in its alignment with the brand's values, it is the option with the most opportunity. A brand separate from Eileen Fisher and targeting the emerging woman means much better growth potential than that of a market penetration strategy, very little risk of alienating the established woman, and the potential for greater total profits from the new customers, all things very highly valued in our weighting.
As Tyler just showed us, the flanker brand scores the highest. We have identified the key benefits of the flanker brand as follows. 1. Targeting the emerging women as a segue to the Eileen Fisher through a flanker brand is free of the negative reputation associated with Eileen Fisher in the younger demographic. Having this detachment from Eileen Fisher is a two-way benefit that significantly reduces the risk of alienation with our existing brand base. The adoption of trendiness and market communication strategies towards the target customer can be applied throughout Eileen Fisher while the market changes, which is always. It is definitely time to focus on strengthening communication competencies within Eileen Fisher. The main obstacle will be existing competition as barriers to entry. However, some cannibalization can also develop depending on the flanker brand's product line materials competing too closely with the existing Eileen Fisher offerings. Thank you so much, everyone. Any questions?